stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can't and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want. The gas in the tank, she's so bad that the chick made the bag. The gas in the tank, she's so bad that the chick made the bag. The gas in the tank, she's so bad that the chick made the bag. The gas in the tank, she's so bad that the chick made the bag. I'm inspired by thirst.
Hello, everybody. This is Apba Brian in the Picks to Post show. NFL week number 14, big game this week with the Philadelphia Eagles going to the Dallas Cowboys. We all had a pretty good week last week in our picks. Lori, if you could put up the standings. Michael Peterson, you were in first place. You went. You were at 8-5, and Keith, you were 9-4. You're in second place now. Dan's 9-4. Harris, you were also 9-4. I was 10-3. Even the blind squirrel gets an acorn once in a while. And then Tim, let's see, you were 8-5. And Rob, you were 7-6, but you're still 5. Count them on MVS. And then you got another play on the near side where they stopped the clock on a ball that went out of bounds where they should not have stopped the clock. And then you have another DPI in the Hail Mary play in the end zone. There's one guy sitting in the corner here with a new suggested uniform for NFL referees. Let me get real close when I say this. The ineptitude of NFL refereeing is staggering.
Yep.
And if you watch the game, if you watch the game last night, I think the NFL told the Monday Night Crew to back up the officials. There was another non-called DPI where the defender was behind the receiver, and they were both in the air. The defender was pulling the receiver down so he'd fall on his back while the pass was coming, and he's also covering his eyes. And then Troy even gets on and he says, well, what I'm seeing here doesn't arise to the level of defensive pass interference. And then Aikman, for the first time, sees that the defender had his eyes over her hand over the receiver's eyes just like this. And then he said, well,
I didn't see that part.
But no flag on that play.
See here
No
and
flag,
see
no
no.
flag, nothing.
And it's not a case where they're favoring one team or another, because 3 of those calls helped the Packers, yeah. But 2 of them, or 3 of them helped the Chiefs, 2 of them helped the Packers. So I don't think they're trying to cheat for one side or another. But
Of those clips you showed, Brian, there's only one I would defend them on, and that was the one on the sideline where she stopped the clock.
he's going backwards.
In my opinion, though, he was started the backward motion on his own prior to the contact. He was trying to get out of bounds. So I'll give benefit of the doubt on that one. But the other ones, they blew it.
Yeah, the Hail Mary thing in the back, they were talking about that today. The guy behind Travis Kelce pushed him so he couldn't get to where the ball was going, and the guy in front of him was holding his left arm. Yeah, it was holding his arm down so he couldn't catch it if he got to it. If that play happens in any other play in the game, the first play through all the rest of the plays of that game, that is obvious defensive pass interference. And the referees, we talked about this a little bit a few weeks ago on those Hail Mary passes. They've got to the point where you could practically take a crowbar to the end zone and start crashing players with crowbars, and you're going to get away with it.
Yep.
That's not right.
Why don't they do what they do in baseball? Don't they grade the referees?
Oh, they're graded on every play.
Yeah, they're great. And I noticed, I looked up, Harris, I looked up your referee website page, and that crew is not assigned yet. That was Macaulay's crew. They've not been assigned yet. There's about 4 or 5 games that haven't been assigned as of about an hour ago.
Oh, yeah.
At 7:30, I'll make a phone call, see if I can find out anything.
Oh, footballzebras.com?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's
I'll see if Jonah answer the phone.
Mike, aren't you the one that makes the assignments for those guys?
No. You kidding? I'd rather be making the baseball assignments.
Oh.
You kidding me?
For umpires?
Yes.
You'd always have the pro Yankee ones there for their games, wouldn't you?
Oh, no. There
right. He'd have the Italian guys. He'd have the Italian guys umpiring all the Yankees games.
Well, the sad thing right now is every NFL official is making Angel Hernandez look good.
Everybody
was the worst umpire last year.
Guido, you behind the plate tonight. You got pizza coming to you after the game.
There are some good referee crews. When I see them, I really relax. I say this is going to be a good game. But I think more than half the crews, man, they're scary.
You didn't like last night's crew?
I didn't watch any of last.
I didn't see last night's game.
Yeah, I only saw part of last night's game. I did see that non-call.
I watched the fourth quarter because important things. WWE.
Well, you had another non-pass interference call at the end of that game of regulation last night too. It would have went in Jacksonville's favor.
Okay.
What about taking so long on that last play near the end of the game with
the
Chase?
Review? Yeah, that review
took almost 5 minutes.
Oh, I know.
And
whatever happened to the rule they had that instant replay reviews were no more than 2 minutes?
Yeah, you know what they should do? They should do like they do with the coaches. They have their headphones on or whatever, and when there's 15 seconds left, that's it. You can't.
If they couldn't come up with an answer in 2 minutes, they would just leave the call as you can't overturn it. Not enough to overturn. I think that's why it started out as.
In an NFL game on the kickoff, when is the clock supposed to start? When the ball either hits the ground or somebody touches it?
When it's touched by a player.
When the ball carrier enters the field of play.
Yeah.
Because I remember a couple weeks ago, there was only like 1 or 2 seconds that ticked off on an onside kick.
All right, just some food for thought. Let's get right.
Let's get by any other player.
Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we ready to get into the picks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first pick is going to be New England. They are 2-10. They're going to Pittsburgh. It's going to be 38 degrees. Not expecting any rain. Pittsburgh is 7-5. Rob, who's going to win this game?
You want to start with Keith or me?
Oh, Keith. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
Keith.
Patriots might not score again, so Pittsburgh will, even with Trubisky, I think they'll win.
Rob?
They've scored 16 points the last 2 games, but they won one of them 6-0. Yeah, their defense is good. Defense is really good. I think they're probably both top 10, top 12 defenses in the league. Steelers will find a way to win a game. I think this could be a sleeper game, 19-6. I'll take the Steelers to win.
Michael?
Is Zappy back?
Zappy's playing, yes.
Okay.
He's supposed to start, but They've already announced that what's his name may end up getting pulled off the bench to play.
Of course, the way Bill thinks. But Zappy, I felt bad for him in the cold weather last week. I was really hoping he would play well. He didn't play that well. But Trubisky, it's Trubisky against Zappy. You're going to hear a lot of the ideas of backup quarterbacks versus backup quarterbacks. 13 teams have used their backup quarterbacks this year. 51 different quarterbacks have started this year. Bill, what are you thinking? Get your long coat on, baby, because you ain't going to win this game. Mike Tomlin is a lot smarter than you. Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Tim?
Yeah, and also the Patriots have given up fewer than 10 points in the last 3 games and have lost it. And it's the first time since like 1938 that happened.
They didn't do well against my Giants, you notice.
Well, they probably couldn't do well against Alabama. Actually, they probably would do well against Alabama.
Yes, college teams don't win against pro teams.
Right. Because it would take a college team to make the Patriots look good.
Seriously.
And no, I'm not kidding. I guess 8-3 for the Jets and Falcons last week, and almost came up pretty good for that one. Shoot. How about 12-6 Patriots? Oh, sorry, 12-6 Steelers. Sorry, 12-6 Steelers.
Steelers. Okay, Harris.
12-6 Steelers.
I'm going to stay with the Steelers, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this be a 2-0 game.
The punter Harvin gets a standing ovation for kicking one to the 6-inch line to get a safety.
So
Yeah.
Pickett's going to be out multiple weeks. He had surgery for a high ankle sprain.
Yep.
But I think Pittsburgh has better running backs than New England has between Warren and Harris. And I think that Trubisky very possibly could hit a few long passes against New England. It's too bad Pickett had gone 7 straight games without throwing an interception. So they're going to need Trubisky to protect the ball. That's going to be important for Pittsburgh. But I'm picking Pittsburgh to win by 6.
Yeah, they're saying Lawrence has a high ankle sprain too, but they're talking like he might play this weekend, which I find it very hard to believe.
Yeah.
What's the idea of having surgery on a high ankle sprain?
There's there's a procedure that they do that's supposed to help with the heel.
I'd actually heard that he was going to be out this week, but I maybe you've heard
some Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I heard.
Lawrence is out.
I'd heard he was.
Lawrence ain't playing this week.
I
heard they were bringing. Who is it? I'd heard they were bringing in.
What team?
Jacksonville.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It might be that kid that played for Georgia last year. Oh, like
Spencer Strider? No.
25, 26-year-old.
Stetson Bennett?
Yeah.
I mean, Stetson Bennett. There you go.
He got a tryout with him. I don't know whether he's on the roster or what, but we'll see.
I thought he was still with the Rams. I didn't know.
Don't be surprised if they snap on Joe Flacco off the practice squad now and put him in there.
Yeah. It might not have been Bennett, but it was somebody. It was somebody from
From.
Might have been. But I'd heard the name mentioned.
Jake Fromm, maybe. I don't know.
It could be.
Jake Fromm. Yeah. Okay. Our next game is Tampa Bay. They are 5-7. They go to Atlanta. Atlanta is 6-6 of the Falcons. Ron?
Oh man, I'll tell you what, this one right here, I had to look back, and kind of be like, okay, what do I like here? What do I like? I don't really like a lot of neither team right here, but I do know one thing: the Bucs have lost 4 in a row, and that something's up there. 4 road games in a row, and when you start losing on the road all the time, that becomes a habit. I like your Bucs here. I mean the Falcons here. I don't think they're going to win by a lot, but Mayfield's not playing well on the road. 28-24, Falcons.
Michael?
Oh, Atlanta, home. Why do we have to talk about Dexter? Why do we have to talk about Derek Ritter? Ugh, he stinks.
Desmond.
Ritter,
John
and
Ritter.
then,
Might as well
and
be
then
John
Baker.
Ritter.
John Ritter.
And then
He's
Baker.
dead.
Oh my God, Baker. You don't know what you're doing. Plus,
Oh,
you're
he
going to have
does.
that
He got his wife
loud
pregnant, so.
Mercedes-Benz crowd. It's probably all the Georgia fans that are still crying over spilt milk a couple of weeks ago. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you have a crappy game like this? You go for the home team. Let's go for the Falcons.
Okay. Tim?
All right, so since I don't have a decide or die, I'm gonna play evens and odds, and I'll say even will be the home team and odd will be the road team, and we have an odd, so we'll take the road team. That's how unmotivated I am to try to decide who wins this game.
Harris.
The only good thing about this game is it's a division game. That's the only positive. It's a division game. Somebody's got to win it. All right. This division, you're only going to get probably 8 wins to get into the playoffs. Tampa
And you
Bay.
get Dallas. That's a good compensation.
Yeah. Or Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So who'd you take?
I don't know.
That's like Tampa.
Oh, Tampa. Okay.
Okay. Rob's already said Tampa Bay's lost 4 straight road games, and they have some injuries on the defensive side of the ball. That's a problem. Baker's having a decent season. He's at 64%, 2,790 yards, 18 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Desmond Ritter has been better at home when he's played at home as opposed on the road, but he's still prone to make mistakes. They're missing their top cornerback. That's A.J. Terrell. He's out with a concussion, and their tackle, Grady Jarrett, is out. They got better running backs than Tampa Bay does, in Bijan Robinson and Al Jares, 1,248 yards combined. And for that reason, I'm going to pick Atlanta by 1 point. I think Atlanta wins. Keith?
I just got a feeling this is a road win here. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. Pull a little upset here.
All right. We're 3-3 on that. 3 Tampas and 3 Atlantas. Undecided. Next game is the Detroit Lions. They're 9-3. And going to Chicago. It's supposed to be 31 degrees with a 56% chance of rain. And the wind is supposed to be like 20 miles per hour. So it's going to be not very good conditions. Chicago is 4-8.
End around and a reverse. Here comes Jamison Williams. Explodes to the end zone. Touchdown Detroit. Superman dive for number 9.
All right, Michael?
The first phone call of the night.
You going to answer it, Mike?
Yeah, I'm going to answer it. Hello? Hi, Dan. Yeah, man, you're 9-3. Man, that's the greatest start since Kennedy. You remember Kennedy, right? Nah, it was way before your time. And now you got to play the Bears. Listen, watch out for Norm. You know, Norm might be there, but just be very careful. And just make believe it's one of the best teams in the league you're playing, not the Bears, okay? Make believe it's the 49ers or something like that so your butts can wake up, all right? Kemp, you know, Goff and all those receivers, David Montgomery, I hear you're healthy. Make sure, and do me a favor, throw a couple of trick plays in them to embarrass them. Okay, thanks. Well, the Lions should win this game, and they should be in the playoffs with this win. So give me the Detroit Lions.
Tim?
I'm going to throw a score out there just to be kind of funny. Lions 48, Bears 6.
Bears?
Look, with the weather they're calling for, Fields ain't going to make it out of this game alive. Lions all day long.
Okay, Detroit, their defense is rated 23, and I'm not sure how well that's going to serve them in the playoffs. But meanwhile, their offense is highly entertaining to watch. Laporta is a man at tight end. He always gets open. He always catches the ball. He always comes through in the clutch. And Detroit can attack the perimeter with Gibbs and Jameis Williams, who on the highlight you saw run that in the round for a touchdown. And then Montgomery's great between the tackles. They can beat you so many ways. I got Detroit. But with the sloppy conditions and Detroit's struggles that they've had the last 4 weeks, I think they're only going to win by a few points. I got Detroit by 3. Keith?
Yeah, the Bears had the Lions defeated. It looked like a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I guess it was, Thanksgiving week, or right before that. I think the Bears pull it out this time. I like their defense has been playing a little better. I think Fields plays a decent game this week. Lions, just to me, have been kind of sloppy lately, and I just I don't have a real good feeling about the way they're playing right now. And I just think the Bears are at home here, though. They're going to just pull this one out. Bears.
Chicago. Rob?
Yeah, this game is slim and none. Slim left the field, and they got no chance this week. I mean, boy, oh boy, I don't think the Bears. The only thing they got going for them this week is they coming off a bye. I just give them some more days to think about the ass kicking they fixing to get. 34-25. I think they actually score some points. But
when I'm on Chicago Bear Island by myself, I'm 2-0.
Oh yeah. That won't happen this week. I think the Lions are for real. I think the Lions are a legit playoff team. They cannot afford to fall asleep right here. I'm with Harris. I won't be surprised if they got their backup in there before the end of the game for whatever reason. Yeah.
All right, our next game is the Indianapolis Colts. They are 7-5, and they're going to Cincinnati, where it's supposed to be 46 degrees, and there is an 85% chance for rain in Cincinnati, and also 20-mile-an-hour winds. So it's going to be miserable in Cincinnati. Forgot to write down Cincinnati's record. They won their last game last night.
They're
6-6.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, they're 6-6.
Yeah,
Well, they're still trying to get in the playoffs in the AFC.
Right.
All right, Tim is first.
Yes, I am. The battle of the backups, Browning and Minshew.
Kazoo night.
Yes. God. I will say this: that performance did surprise me a little. Then again, the Jaguars let Jamar Chase run a little wild. Not really sure that's happening here. I'll give the Bengals the home field advantage and say they pull one out.
Okay, Cincinnati, Harris.
Backup quarterbacks. Minshew.
Kazoo night.
Yeah, thank you. Let's go with
You're
the
welcome.
Colts.
Okay, Indianapolis. Joe Burrow doesn't think so. Okay, the Colts blocked 2 punts last week, and it looks like Steichen has got an offensive identity with Zach Moss running the ball and throwing the ball downfield. They're 5-1 on the road, and they're playing for the playoffs. I think this is a Apple Cup rematch with Minshew playing Jake Browning.
Kazoo night.
Yeah, I think that's an Apple Cup rematch. I think Cincinnati's run defense will be challenged by Zach Moss, and I don't think they're good enough on the back end either. I know Browning played pretty well at quarterback for Cincinnati, and as he said, he won a lot of games at Washington. But I am picking Indianapolis to win a tight one, maybe in overtime. Keith?
Yeah, the Colts are a team that just seems like they get some close back and forth types of games. being on the road second straight week, I just have a feeling the Bengals win a tight game here. I'm going to go with Cincinnati.
Rob?
Yeah, Colts on the road, and then the Bengals actually showed some offense last night. That's got to at least pick you up. They were playing a good, stout Jacksonville defense and won, and they won in overtime. Colts' defense is not that good. I mean, they're decent, but they're not that good. I think Minshew could be in some serious trouble this week. He may get knocked out. 24-18. I'll take it Bengals.
Okay. Mike?
The game was good last night. I have to say that. It was a very, very enjoyable. Here we go. Hello? Gardner. Yeah, Kazunite, I know. Listen, I watched you last night on the post game with Scotty V on ESPN. And I saw you dance in the locker room. Oh my God, that was probably the worst bit of white man dancing that I have ever seen. Yeah, I know, but it was horrible. You gotta move your feet, you gotta shake, you gotta do this. You're doing it all at the same time. I'm glad I didn't find that video and post it, but somebody did. I'm telling you that now. So you better be careful. All right, listen. Yes, Gardner. And Kazunite to you, too. Oh, my God. Last night, he was dancing in the locker room, and he was trying to do what the other guys do, and he was terrible. I don't know if anybody saw it. I saw it on the ESPN. It was ridiculous. I had to make sure I noted that. Anyway, it's Achu against Bunny. Boy, he was really good last night. And for that reason, I think the quarterback play of the Bengals is going to outlast the dancing antics of Minshew. Kazunite, give me Cincinnati Bengals.
All right,
Nobody saw that?
Yeah,
Nobody saw that video? Oh, my God.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh,
I didn't watch the end of the game.
It was
Jacksonville don't thrill me.
All right, next game is the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they're going to Cleveland. It's supposed to be 49 degrees, 37% chance of rain, and 24-mile-an-hour wind going on. Cleveland is 7-5. Am I first on this one?
I think it's Harris. I think it's
Harris, yeah.
Yeah.
This game is going to come down strictly to a running game and run defense. And right now, that's the Jacksonville's advantage, only because of the injury to Lawrence, who will not be playing this week. So with that said, I'm going to take Jacksonville in their run game.
This is going to be quite a matchup between two defensive ends, Josh Allen with 13.5 sacks and 11 tackles for loss, and Myles Garrett, who's got 13 sacks and 12 tackles for loss. I couldn't believe when Trevor Lawrence got injured last night that they didn't have a cart to help him off the.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that either. He had to walk 300
yards. He could hardly walk, and he had to walk all the way.
That was nuts. Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
I heard about that.
Yeah. And one guy went shoulder. Neither one of them was tall enough to hold.
Yeah, he's a tall man. So Joe Flacco is the fourth quarterback that Cleveland will have leading their offense this year. I think he will lead a low-scoring battle of attrition.
What's that about him going back to the practice squad or something?
Yeah, he was put back on the practice squad yesterday.
Flacco?
Yeah.
Yes.
That would back.
Yeah.
So they're going to have PJ Walker?
That's why I made the comment. Before we went live, I made the comment that Flacco might end up in Jacksonville because he was put on the practice squad and he's actually eligible for any team in the league to snatch right now.
Yeah.
So is PJ Walker going to play? Or DTR?
I don't know who's
Robinson starting for the Browns.
Okay, so DTR is starting for the Browns.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. And we don't know who's starting for Jacksonville.
What was the name of the guy that finished up last
Well,
night?
that would be something to leave the Browns and go to Jacksonville.
The guy that came in last
And
night
then
was
start
like
the
9
next
for 10
one.
for the Jaguars.
Play it. That would give him a little bit of incentive too if he did play for the Jags against his, the team. Like, okay, we benched you, we got rid of you. I don't know. Might not be enough.
I like Cleveland's defense better. I think they're going to win by 2 points. So I'm going to go with Cleveland.
All right.
Keith?
Yeah, that's me too. I like Cleveland's defense a little more, and being at home, that's 2 factors in their favor. I'll go with them.
Yeah. Rob?
We know Robinson is quarterbacking for the Browns. I'm betting on the unknown. You can't do no worse. Shit, I would rather have just about anybody than him out there. Yeah, 20-15. I'll take a Jags.
Who's starting for Cleveland?
Jacksonville. We don't know.
DTR, we don't know.
Oh, DTR? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he's starting for the Browns, so that's the reason I'm going Jaguars. I don't care who's against him, other than
boy, you guys are keeping me busy.
It ain't Field.
Hello? Hi, Bernie. Yeah, I know it's been a while.
Isn't it Brown?
Oh, yeah, I know. Thank God. Thank God you don't have to worry about Flacco anymore. It could be flat. Instead of Flacco, it could be flatulence. Yeah, Cleveland's got to really do some work. Maybe you can get these. Maybe you can get these Jaguars on a short week because they played Monday, and you didn't play. You played Sunday, so maybe you could get them on a week. Yeah, make sure you're the extra man out there. That's the only thing. Okay? Yeah. Talk to you. Bye. Jacksonville's got the disadvantage because they played last night and they played late and they lost Trevor Lawrence for a couple of weeks. But Blaney will help them, Cleveland, defensively, because right now Cleveland needs that defensively. And DTR, I wish these announcers would use his name. I didn't know what DTR stood for. I thought it meant some kind of a secret code or something like that.
Don't trust Roman. That's what DTR stands for.
Don't trust Flacco.
Don't trust Robinson.
You know what, though? With Cleveland,
Don't trust Robinson.
With Jacksonville on the short week, we got to go with the home team. Let's go, Cleveland.
As much as you guys are talking up the Browns' defense, they look like absolute trash the last 2 weeks.
That's why I called Bernie.
It's Brownie.
Last 2 weeks?
Okay.
Brownie. That's the problem, Michael. You're calling the wrong damn elf.
Nah, he likes to call Bernie.
He's taking one from Santa instead of
Yeah, he's talking to the North Pole.
I should go get my OMG It's Santa shirt that I have. Actually, I'll wear that next week. I
got a Bucky Santa shirt.
My Lord.
Yeah, I mean, well, the other problem is that the big factor is Denzel. I can't stay healthy for more than 6 weeks at a time. Ward is not playing, and that hurts the secondary. And I mean, their running backs are okay, but you can't stretch the field. You're gonna that advantage wears out in a few weeks.
8 in the box. 8 in the box.
8 in the box. Yeah.
8 in the
So,
box.
Yep.
In a very low scoring, maybe first team to 20 wins, I'll take the Jags.
Etienne.
Yeah,
Tim,
You have to wait 3 weeks for that.
You've almost.
I got to get me an elf shirt that says "Don't call me Bernie." Damn it.
Tim, you've almost talked me into changing my pick, but if I don't know who's playing quarterback for Jacksonville, I'm going to stay with Cleveland. Like the next game is the Carolina Panthers taking on the New Orleans Saints. Carolina is 1-11, and New Orleans is 5-7. Carolina's offense is 29th. Their defense is 34th. They're both it's a bit near the bottom. Bryce Young has been a wasted year for him, 61%, 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. The offensive line's gotten him sacked 47 times. And they can't run block for Chuba Hubbard or Miles Sanders as well. New Orleans started off last week with Derek Carr interception. And then he had a concussion, so now it's going to be Jameis Wilson starting.
Winston.
Jameis,
He had
Jameis,
two or
Might
three
be better off
injuries
with
last
Jameis
week.
Wilson.
Jameis Winston. Chris Olave is ascending. He's got 68 catches for 890 yards, and they got another fast guy, that Raheem Shaheed, averaging 16 yards per catch with 33 catches. I'm taking New Orleans, and I think they'll win by about 13 points. Keith?
Yeah, I like the Saints. They haven't been a team that's really impressed me this year, but I think the Panthers haven't really impressed anybody in any way, so I'll go with the Saints.
Rob?
Panthers ain't beat nobody but the Bears this year.
Nope.
No, they lost to the Bears
This week. Let's see. Oh, that's right. They beat the Texans. That's right. They beat the Texans.
Yeah.
They gonna beat the Saints this week. They gotta win. They gotta win a couple games this year. Why not this one? Because the Saints are in disarray. I'm hearing Carr could get benched. He's not happy again.
Again.
Yeah, because everywhere he goes, he's not happy. So give him the transfer portal. Get him the hell out of there. I don't know. But yeah, I'll take the Panthers in this game. I think by touchdown, 24-17, upset.
Where did he play college ball?
Oh, Mike. No phone call. Sean doesn't need to call me. His team's a mess anyway. But you know what? The Panthers, they do scare me a little bit. But the advantage to me goes to the Saints for 2 reasons. They're still fighting to win this wonderful division, and then they can get themselves either Philadelphia, Dallas, or San Francisco. Ooh, yeah. Or two, you got the home field advantage, and New Orleans is the home team, and their crowd, if they show up, is loud, raucous, and whatever else you can think. I'm going to take the Saints and the home team in this game.
Tim?
Yeah, I'm hoping the Saints, Kamara and Olave all day long should be able to take care of the Panthers. I'll take the Saints.
Yeah, Harris?
Yeah, I'm right along with you. Olave's the biggest difference in this game. I don't care who's playing quarterback. You throw the ball, he's going to go get it. Saints.
And they can really focus on this game, the Saints can, because the next week they're only playing the G-men, so it's not like they really have a big game. Looking forward to.
And that's the thing. The schedule is in their advantage right now in order to win the division, and they're a game under 500 right now.
Yeah.
Next game is the Houston Texans. They are 7-5. They're going to New York, where it's supposed to be 56 degrees, and there is a 48% chance of rain in New York. The wind is supposed to be 18 miles per hour. The Jets are 4-8.
Wilson in trouble, avoids it, rifles, intercepted, Jimmy Ward.
That game came down to the last play. That was quite a game in Houston. I think, Keith, you're first.
Yeah. Do the Jets have somebody playing at quarterback this week? If they do,
I'm not sure anybody wants to.
They
We'll
do,
talk
they
about
don't know
that.
who it is yet.
Well,
Maybe
if they
they'll
do,
get that
I'm taking
quarterback that
Houston.
got
So if the Jets have a quarterback, I'm taking Houston.
Simeon is starting right now.
Simeon.
Trevor Simeon. Simeon is
Yeah.
What'd you
Texans.
say, Keith?
Texans.
Rob?
Yeah. Defense pulled it out for Houston this time, and they're for real. They're good. They really are good, but all they got to do is show up with 11 warm bodies this week. You don't have to be a good defense against the Jets, and you got a great chance of winning. And they got a really good defense, and their offense is 100 times better.
Yeah, they could probably wear blindfolds out there and still win.
17-9. The Jets will threaten to go to double figures in points, but they won't do it. 17-9. I'll take it. I'll take it Texans.
Solid here, I think.
Hello? Oh, it's you, Zach. You are such a freaking big crybaby. Even Aaron was on talking about you on Pat's show today. You are the biggest crybaby around. No wonder why the Warmers had to get rid of you quick enough. Oh, my God. You don't want to play. What are you going to have, David Carr syndrome? You don't want to play. I don't want to play for this team. Robert won't let me play. Please. Please. Zachy Poo. Yeah, any bad things? I know. Hold on. By the way, give me the Texans. I got to take this.
It's a real phone call now.
Yeah, it's probably the Jets.
The Texans.
Oh no. There's, I would almost say the Jets will be lucky to score. Maybe give them 10 points. I'll give them a touchdown. But the Texans will score 28. So Texans.
Harris?
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at the Jets' depth chart. They do not have a healthy running back. Everybody at running back system is questionable this week.
Not depth.
So what that tells me is whoever's playing quarterback is probably going to get knocked out of the game before the first quarter is over. So let's go with the Texans and their defense.
CJ Stroud's lost one of his weapons in Tank Dell. He fractured his fibula, so he's going to be out for the season. This game has two former 49er defensive coordinators, so they know each other. The head coach at Houston and then Robert Saleh at New York Jets, so they know each other's schemes. The Jets cornerbacks are good, so they're going to challenge those receivers for Houston, but the receivers from Houston, especially Nico Collins, are very talented. And then we're talking about Zach Wilson not wanting to play. Boomer Esiason said this morning, and he says from good sources that he does not want to play. And I think he's probably corrected with that assessment because here comes Robert Saleh with a special press conference saying, well, I talked to Zach and he wants to play.
And that would be an issue if he did want to play.
Yeah, and then he says, well, I'm just not there yet, is what he says. So I think his Esiason is right on point. Zach does not.
Oh, yeah. Maybe Boomer will play.
Jets have only 10 touchdowns on the year. I don't think they get one here. I'm picking Houston by 6.
Tim, you took them too, didn't you? Did you take Houston?
Yeah,
yes, I took Houston, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Everyone's on Houston.
All right.
Okay, next we have the LA Rams at the Baltimore Ravens. Rams are 6-6. It's supposed to be 59 degrees in Baltimore with a 66% chance of rain. And also 22 mile-per-hour wind, so a lot of windy, wet weather in the East Coast coming up on Sunday.
At least it looked better. It might be better than the fog we had on Sunday. Good gravy.
Yeah, I heard.
I got a highlight from last week's games from the Rams.
2nd and 1. Stafford over. Nakua on the run. Puka Nakua turns on the afterburners. Touchdown. 70 yards. And the Rams.
That was a nice play.
Oh, yeah, Puka Nakua is fighting an injury, but he's still doing his thing, and he is a talented guy. Rob, are you first?
Yeah. Wind at 20 miles an hour. Playing in Baltimore. Baltimore coming off a bye. Boy, oh boy, somebody does not like the Rams this week. They're going to get the crap beat out. 31-16. Or dominates them this week.
Michael?
This is what I think of the Rams right now. Don't people know that Baltimore had a week off?
They do
That's
now.
what I was just talking about.
Yeah, Baltimore had a week off, and they're going to be home, and it's going to be miserable. And it's West Coast, East Coast. Oh, my God, poor Pafew. Pafew's going to have himself one day. He's going to be on the turf. He's going to have to figure out which way is up. He's going to have to figure out what city he's in. He's going to have to find his wife. Maybe he'll do other things. But meanwhile, the Colts are going to have fun.
Ravens.
Take it easy.
Ravens. They're the Colts. Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens, Colts, whatever. Yeah, it don't matter.
It kind of matters. The Baltimore people.
Doesn't matter.
Indianapolis people. Minus for Indianapolis people. Yeah.
This is what's going to happen to the Rams. The 3 words: crash and burn. Ravens, big.
Tim?
I'll tell you what, those I won't say crash and burn, but they could take a couple of their wide receivers if Dakota gets a couple long ones, and they're not completely inept on offense. I think the Rams can keep this close. I'll still take the Ravens, but
not on grass.
One game.
They're not totally inept. They're a little bit apt.
They're apt. Yes, they're apt.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the Rams keeping this game close. Harbaugh will do that for them. Taking poor decision making.
Oh,
I mean, come on. If it was not for the talent on this team, he would have been fired 2 years ago. With that being said, as much as it hurts me, I'm taking the Ravens.
Where Harris?
Okay, Stafford is playing better the last few weeks. Puka's battling an injury. They're 3-3 on the road. The thing I like about the Rams is their offensive line has improved quite a bit this year. Gave up no sacks last week. I think they've only given up 22 sacks on the season. As you said, Baltimore is rested, and they're 5-1 at home. And this team is number 7 on offense, and they are number 1 on defense. They have the best defense in the NFL. They got great linebackers in Clowney, Van Noy, Owa, and Queen. And that safety, Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame, he's 6'4". He's a terrific player. 2 interceptions, 9 passes defended, 3 sacks, and 8 tackles for a loss. And they got a defensive lineman, Justin Matabuki. He's got 10 sacks and 10 tackles for a loss. They're loaded on defense. I think the Rams will come in and their offensive line will help them run the ball a little bit. They'll complete some passes. They'll play with Baltimore, but Baltimore will come out on top, and I think they'll win by 10 points. Keith?
Yeah, I believe in Baltimore. I believe in Harbaugh, so I'm going to go with the Ravens to win this game.
I believe in
You believe in Stephen A. too, right?
He believes in Santa Claus too. Y'all being mean. Yeah, that's mean.
Oh, the Raiders.
All right, next game is the Minnesota Vikings. They are 6-6, and they're going to Las Vegas to play the Raiders, who are 5-7. Is Michael first?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the way I think of the apocalypse of the Vikings.
Yeah, for whom the bell tolls.
They have come back from the depths. But you know what, though? Isn't this like the Raiders' 3rd home game in a row?
I don't think so. But
They had a bye last week.
they were in Miami not too long ago.
They're rested.
They're rested too? Yeah, in Vegas, baby. In Vegas. It's Christmas. So they're probably going to have their holiday parties, even though Antonio's going to really have to fire them up. Minnesota, I still believe in Joshua Dobbs. I wish he would throw the ball more to Justin Jefferson. And maybe Hawkinson will give me 2 touchdowns for that. For those reasons, and Minnesota's still fighting. They got to fight. They're like number 7 in the playoff run or something like that. 7 or 6. So I'll take the Vikings on a road trip.
He's not been able to throw to Justin Jefferson. He's been out, but he is coming back this week. He's expected to return this week.
Yeah,
Tim?
but still, I'll still take the Vikings because they got good receivers.
Tim?
Sorry, I just had Limp Bizkit with Corey Feldman. Why is Corey Feldman singing?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because the lead singer's dead?
I don't know. Wow. Yeah, the Raiders, you don't know what you're going to get. Both these teams, you don't know what you're going to get.
Am I wrong?
I don't know. You know what? Give me the home team. I'll take the Raiders.
Harris?
Michael brought up about them in the playoffs. Okay, right now there's 5 teams at 6-6 in the NFC, and of all tiebreakers, they are the last. They are 5th of that group. So right now they're out looking in.
They gotta win.
But
Then
they're going to get healthy against the Raiders. They'll get a win against the Raiders. But after that, I can't tell you what they're going to do.
yeah, okay. Yeah, 5th on the bottom. They're on the. Oh my God.
Okay, both teams are rested, and they do get Justin Jefferson back. Some of the shine is off of Josh Dobbs. I think he's going to have a bounce-back week. Minnesota's defense is way improved over last year. They're 8th in the NFL in points. I like Antonio Pierce, this new guy that Las Vegas has in, because he's focused on their main players. Josh Jacobs has totally had a resurgence since Antonio Pierce became the head coach. And he's also focusing on Devontae Adams. The Chiefs could not stop Devontae Adams in the first half of their game out there. They did stop him in the second half, but he was a handful. I think the Raiders are a fairly decent team, but I got Minnesota by 4 points in this game.
Yeah.
Minnesota? Or Keith?
Yeah, I think this could have some ugliness to this game. Raiders are at home. Dobbs not playing very impressive in his last game. He needs to bounce back. I just have a feeling the Raiders are playing their best football of the season right now. Being at home, I just have a feeling the Raiders pull this one out by 3 or 4 points.
Rob?
It's a matter of, one team is a little hot right now, at least playing decent anyway. I think the Vikings are playing pretty good ball anyway. They're not playing at worst. They're both coming off a bye week, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Both coming off a bye week. So the trip's not so bad. Trip's not as bad now. And who would I rather have quarterback for me? I'd rather have a Nassau, guy from NASA anyway. He's at least going to be prepared for the game. 26-24. I'll take it Vikes.
They said the coach at Vegas says that his quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, he believes he's got a photographic memory.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's out of
next game.
Iowa State.
Why on an island by myself there for the Raiders?
Aiden O'Connell went to.
No, I went with the Raiders.
Purdue. O'Connell went to Purdue.
I took the Raiders too.
Okay.
So Keith and Tim on the Raiders. The rest
No
of us,
man is an
Vikings.
island. Oh, I went with the Vikings.
Keith's been an island by himself, but nobody else has been.
Okay, next game is the Seattle Seahawks. They are 6-6, and they're going to San Francisco. It's supposed to be 61 degrees. San Francisco is 9-3 is their record. Hang on, I got a few highlights here.
Purdy pressure, throws over the middle, caught by Samuel, breaks the tackle, still on his feet, and speed now. Samuel racing to the end zone, and he dives, and he's in. So next week will be monstrous as Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel, one man to beat. He's going to beat him. Touchdown 49ers.
Deebo Samuel had a huge game last week with 3 touchdowns. Did you see how the Niners blocking lined up on that last play? It was perfect execution. Who's first on this one?
Tim.
Tim, yeah.
Yeah, I think that Geno Smith is in huge trouble for this game. I said huge trouble for this game. I'll take the 49ers.
You think he'd be better off against Aaron Donald?
Geno Smith knows he's in huge trouble. I think he's frightened.
I don't think it's going to be a close game after the coin toss. 49ers.
Yeah, it wasn't a close game Thanksgiving night either.
There were no punts in that game. And it's the 5th in history where there were no punts.
Well,
they were crushed by San Francisco 2 weeks ago. The one thing about the Seattle, I noticed that number 90, Jaron Reed, used to play for the Chiefs. He's having a good season. He has a really good defensive tackle, and he played a good game against Dallas. Geno hit a few deep throws against the Cowboys. He's not going to do that against San Francisco. They're going to play a lot of the zone, and they're going to keep that run game in front of them. San Francisco is. So I think Seattle will even struggle to run the football. The one thing I like about San Francisco's receivers, if you watch them, especially Deebo Samuel, they run their routes, and then when the Purdy throws the pass to them, they all come back to the ball perfectly like they're supposed to do fundamentally. And that's one thing the Chiefs receivers do not do, and that just bothers me to no end. But San Francisco is perfect at that part of catching the ball. So who will be the starter this week? CMC, Kittle, Ayuk, Bosa. This team is loaded. One of those guys is going to dominate this game, and San Francisco is going to win, I think, by 17 points. Keith?
Yeah. I think the 49ers win this game probably pretty easily. The only thing that might make this game not as ugly as the first time they played each other is that the Seahawks hopefully will not be wearing those completely ugliest green uniforms that only an insane person could like.
You mean like me?
Right. In 49ers. Big.
Ron?
Yeah, the Niners, the only thing that could go against them this week is a down week from after playing the Eagles so well, almost perfectly. They almost played a perfect game. But, yeah, the quarterback for Seattle signed a 3-year deal. Trust me, as quick as this season's over with, they're going to release his ass. He's going to be gone. 3 years is not in the NFL is not 3 years. Bye quarterback. 37-10. Sixers. Niners win. Big.
Michael?
Yeah. It's just so easy to think about it. The 49ers I think right now could be the best team in the league. After what they did to the Eagles, it was wonderful to watch. And I feel very sorry for Seattle. Got to play them 2 times in 3 weeks. And, I'm not even going to answer that. Who's the message? Pete Carroll? Nah, I don't have to answer them. McCaffrey will have 100 yards rushing, 50 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. 49ers win big.
He's going to pass it? McCaffrey's going to
and that's all by halftime, right?
I don't know if he'll be over by
all
halftime,
those numbers
but
by
it'll be
halftime, right, Michael?
Maybe.
Okay, the next game, we've got a 3:30 game, afternoon game between Buffalo. Buffalo is 6-6, so they're going to Kansas City. It's supposed to be 61 degrees and clear, or 41 degrees and clear. It's supposed to be 61.
Man, you
wow.
give yourself 20 degrees.
And then Kansas City is 8-4. Who's first on this one?
Harris.
Harris.
I don't see a reason not to go Chiefs on this game. I got to go Kansas City.
Okay, Buffalo's rested. They had a bye, and they are 6-0 when they come off byes. Their offense is still number 5 in the NFL. Defense is still number 5. They're not going to have Von Miller. He's got some major troubles. Didn't play last week, and Buffalo said, well, they're going to wait till more comes out of the investigation, but I don't think he's going to be playing this coming week. Buffalo's offensive line has allowed only 15 sacks. That's better than Kansas City's. We've allowed 17. And if Buffalo will run James Cook, he's got 734 yards. He's averaging 4.8. I think their offense runs better when they give him a chance to run the ball. Sometimes they go through games and they don't give him the ball. This game is going to be interesting. I want to see who's going to cover Diggs and Gabe Davis. Gabriel Davis destroyed us in a playoff game or in a game a couple of years ago. I think he had like 5 touchdowns, a couple hundred yards. So maybe the Chiefs will plan to put 3 people on him. But I think actually McDuffie will take Diggs, and I think Snead will play Gabe Davis because Davis is taller and Snead is bigger. Kansas City last week, their defense was not good. Drew Tranquil got injured in the first quarter, and he's the one who calls the plays on defense. So they had to put in a third-string middle linebacker who calls the plays with the green dot on his helmet, who had played only 8 snaps. And they played okay. But that first week, our defense was – the first quarter last week against Green Bay, our defense was very vanilla, more vanilla than I had seen for a couple of years because they didn't have the communication go. And then the guy who calls the secondary, Byron Cook, he goes out in the second quarter. So that whole first half, the Chiefs defense was really discombobulated. They got together in the second half pretty well and did all right. And they are expecting Nick Bolton to be back. He's the starting linebacker who calls the plays. They're expecting him to be back this week. Pacheco, they're finally relying on him to do more for this offense that doesn't have wide receivers. Pacheco's got 980 total yards. But a lot of immaturity. He didn't need to punch that guy at the end of the game. That was not good. We have some injuries.
I was going to say, do you see a suspension coming for him?
We have not heard yet.
Do you see a suspension coming?
I don't think so. Nobody's been talking about that. Let's see. McKinnon is injured. Donovan Smith, our left tackle, has been dealing with a neck injury. And he has had a pretty good season, but I saw him when he played his last year with Tampa Bay, and he had an injury. He was awful. He just cannot play hurt. So we put in Wanye Morris, who is a rookie from Oklahoma, and he actually, his run blocking was pretty good. He did all right. He did give up a sack. Byron Cook is questionable. And the Chiefs receiving room is just not getting better. They got Rashee Rice. He's doing fine and will continue to improve. And I think Mahomes trusts him. I think they're going to go more to Noah Gray, the backup tight end. They need to get Kelsey more involved. And they're going to get the running game going. I think this is going to be another tough game with Buffalo, but I got Kansas City winning by 5. Keith?
Yeah, Bills. They played the Eagles kind of tough there in Philadelphia their last game. They just don't seem like a team that's riding much in the way of momentum or anything. And the Chiefs, I don't see them coming off a road loss and then losing another game on their home field in a situation like this. They'll probably be up for this game too, knowing that they've had some recent history with Buffalo, big playoff games against them. Crowd's going to be loud. I like the Chiefs in this game. It might not be by a big margin, but I think they'll win it.
Rob?
The Bills coming off a bye. The Chiefs wide receivers scare the hell out of me, man. They can't catch nothing. I think if you double team 87, you win. I think he'd do it. Bills pull the upset, 37-35.
Michael?
Hold on a second. I got to get something. Yo. Yeah. All right. No, it's not. It's not Travis. He ain't here. Patrick, listen. Patrick. It's almost Christmas time. I know. Brittany is pregnant with number 3, and you got to stop telling her to stop spending some time with you know who. But you gotta wake your butt up, okay? It's sad. You run. You gotta throw the ball to Kelsey. I could see that. And you gotta hand the ball off to somebody. I can see that. But Patrick, you gotta stop hanging out with Travis at the bars and going into these fancy Rolls Royces and stuff. You gotta get these wins. You need these W's. Oh yeah, he's my friend too. But we gotta, you gotta find a way. And tell Chris Jones to get his butt in gear. Thank you.
Wow.
Okay?
That's a good point, Michael. Chris Jones disappeared. He had a sack last week, but he disappeared, and the reason was with the middle linebacker out and not calling the plays, is that he was only focused on trying to get to the quarterback, and he was not defending the run at all, and that was hurting us. Yeah, Chris Jones has got to have a much better game.
He's got to wake his butt up. I think Mahomes has got to wake his butt up. He's running all over the place. He can't sit still. But the Josh Allen and his company, they're gonna hear the loud noise of the Kansas City faithful. What is it gonna be? 80,000 people there? I can't see the Bills winning this one. Give me the Chiefs.
Tim?
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that Josh Allen has not proven that he can't throw the ball to the other team, or can't stop throwing the ball to the other team. And they don't really have a running game, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I think the Chiefs could, I don't know if they'll pick them off like 3 times, maybe twice. I think Mahomes hopefully will take care of the ball a little bit better. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, everybody's talking about the down year that Mahomes is having, but they've dropped 30 passes of his passes, just flat dropped them, and almost always they were good throws. And then a few of he's thrown 10 interceptions, and I would say at least half of them is because the receiver ran the wrong route.
Oh yeah,
MVS.
4 of them's been deflected too off of their own receivers.
Yeah,
hit their hands and went up in the aisle.
MVS has been a complete and total disappointment. Half the time he runs the wrong route, and they can't get together downfield.
Sometimes they get exhausted after those long routes.
Shouldn't be. They are doing the wrong damn sport.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, the underachievers and the underachievers.
Yeah.
All right, our next game are the Denver Broncos. They are 6-6, going to the Los Angeles Chargers, who are 5-7.
You first, Brian.
That game, Denver and Houston put Denver's winning streak to an end. It was a really good game. That game started out with a personal foul where a guy hit Stroud, and that led to Houston's first touchdown. And that brought back memories of Sean Payton when he was coaching New Orleans and putting bounties on players, which he got suspended the 2012 season for doing that, $10,000 if his players injured another season. Looks like same guy, same coach coaching the Broncos, but that cost him. It led to Houston's first touchdown. Denver's only 2 games behind Kansas City, and they should be able to run on the Chargers defense. Wilson's having a pretty good year, 67%, 2,300 yards passing, 21 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. He's been solid back there in quarterback. He's having a good year. The Chargers, on the other hand, they basically had a bye week last week playing New England and winning that game 6-0. There's no home field advantage for the Chargers, but I think Sean Payton is a better coach than Staley, so I'm taking Denver by 1. Keith?
Yeah, for every rational reason, I would take Denver in this game. So I'm probably being really irrational here. But Chargers seem like they're heading down. Broncos are heading up. And still, I just have a feeling the Chargers find a way to win this game. It's probably not going to be pretty, but I just have a feeling. Just a feeling about it. I'm going with the Chargers.
What?
Chargers are East Coast Washington, man. any way they can lose, they will lose. They're gonna find a damn way to lose this game, whether it's a field goal or a sack or safety. 22-18. I'll take the Broncos all day.
Michael?
You know, Denver and San Diego, division rivals. They can't stand each other, probably knowing that. I don't know why, but at Sophie, and I don't understand why you say San Diego won't have a home field advantage because of all the Denver fans that show up.
No, that's
Because
because
if you
there's
go
so
to
many
San Diego,
Chargers.
if you go to San
Chargers
Diego,
play
you'll be 100 miles
Amazon.
away from the game.
I don't know. It still doesn't bother me because even though Herbert is having an year, he still has one of the best receivers in the game. He's got Keenan Allen. The Eckler playing?
Yes.
Should. Yeah.
Eckler's playing.
Yeah.
Denver's defense is a little bit overrated, if you ask me. And Sean's got that Rocky Mountain fever going on in his head sometimes. I don't know. I'm going to go with the home team and take the Los Angeles Superchargers.
Tim?
I don't know why you'd take the Chargers here. Boy, they only put up 6 bloody points against the Patriots.
Yeah, they'll score
Well, they're
40.
okay on defense, Patriots, but you've got very good wide receivers and a very good running back. You got to. No, I'm sorry. This is a Denver win for me.
Okay.
Yeah, Denver is way better than what their record shows. I mean, what 5 of the last 6 weeks they've been either won games or been in games. You know, the Chargers, on the other hand, scored 6 points against New England. Something just on right. Something ain't right there. So Russell Wilson having a huge day and take the Broncos.
Okay. Next game, the Philadelphia Eagles.
That means I'm on
All right, the Dallas
the
Cowboys.
island all by myself.
Philadelphia is 10-2, going to Dallas. Dallas is 9-3.
No.
Prescott using all of the play clock. Handed this time to Lamb. First down. A lot more. Tackled from behind to save a touchdown.
And then Eagles, they lost last week.
Yeah.
Keith
took him with you, Mike. He took your Broncos. I mean,
There's two
Good.
going
I'm
Chargers.
not on the island.
No.
You know.
You and I'll have a margarita, maybe.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna go with the home team here. I'm gonna go with Dallas to split the season head to head with the Eagles and win on their home field. They've been winning and playing well at home. Now some of their opponents haven't been all that great that have gone down there, but yeah, I just think that the Eagles lost pretty bad to the 49ers. They didn't play so well against Buffalo. They had a little trouble there. Now they're on the road. And Dallas has been playing pretty good. I mean, even when I know they've been playing some teams that aren't that great, but I think Dallas is still a pretty good team, and I like Dallas to win at home.
Rob?
Dallas best home team out there, I think, out there right now. But I ain't taking them because I can't. If the Eagles would have won this past week, and they would have went into this week thinking, then I would have took it Cowboys. They got a serious dose of ass whipping done to them last week. I think they're going to come back with a cause this week. I think they blow them out, 41-28. I'll take the Eagles all day long this week.
Michael?
Do I really have to pick this game?
Yes.
Do I have to pick this game? Oh man,
Like
you
a
know how I
pick.
feel about that. Yeah, Jerry and all his friends. He'll be at that game anyway. And Philadelphia showed me something bad last week. I can't see them winning. I can't see. I hate to say it, but Dallas is probably give them another 30. Get another 30 points or something like that, and maybe the defense will behave. So I'm going to take the Cowgirls.
Cowboys showed me absolutely nothing in the last time they played. Grant was the last time they played, but
3 weeks ago, yeah.
yes. And this will be another Football del Domingo por la Noche because my NBC affiliate is kaput because of a contract dispute with yes. It's only been a week. Last time it was 19 days, and hopefully it's shorter than when they had their dispute with Next Star, which is my Fox affiliate.
Don't feel bad. I won't be watching this game.
Well, I will take the Eagles to win on the road even.
Yes.
Dallas is not going to lose this game at home. There's no way. Best home team in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
And figure between the last time these two teams played and the game this weekend for Philadelphia, a lot has been shown weakness-wise in that Eagle defense. Cowboys.
Last time Dallas played Seattle, flags were flying all over the field like confetti.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
there was penalties everywhere. But they finally beat a winning team, but it was too close. Seattle came in there not playing all that well. Seattle was in that game all the way. I do think Dak is having a better year than Jalen. Dak is at 70%, 3,200 yards passing with 26 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. And I think he's the leading candidate for MVP in my book. I think Purdy's up there. I think Tyreek Hill, if he gets 2,000 yards, which he's kind of on pace to do, he might be up there for MVP. And another thing about Dallas, they found a tight end in Jake Ferguson. He is definitely emerging. Philadelphia, that was their worst loss last week in 2 years. And I like Philadelphia's team. I like their players, but I do not like their coach, Sirianni. I think he's a kind of a big child myself. He's kind of an adolescent. He was screaming at the Chiefs fans after they beat the Chiefs. It was unbelievable what he was saying to the Chiefs fans. And you've heard about this thing with Dom DeSandra, his head of security. I would not put it past Sirianni to set that up because DeSandra was talking to Bengals players before the games, and then he was right next to him, and then he gets Greenlaw to slap his nose a little bit and gets Greenlaw thrown out, and maybe he may have to miss next week. We haven't heard on that yet. But I wouldn't put it past Sirianni to set something up like that. I think he was 16 points down at that point and needed something ridiculous to try to turn that game around. Didn't work. They signed Shaquille Leonard, but Leonard, when he was playing, he's an all-pro player, but lately he's not been playing all-pro. And I'm looking at Philadelphia's schedule. The last 4 weeks they've had to play Dallas, Kansas City, Buffalo, now Dallas again. It's been a tough road. For that reason, even though Dallas makes me nervous when they play a winning team and they should have beat Seattle better, I'm picking Dallas by 7. Keith? Well, we're welcome.
Yeah,
I'll pick this one first. Yeah. Monday night. 2 games.
Yeah, 2 games on Monday.
Yeah.
That's I like that camera. That's the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee is 4-8. They're going to Miami, where it's supposed to be 74 degrees with a 12% chance of rain. Miami's the number 1 seed in the AFC. They are 9-3.
Here comes a blitz from Washington. Trying to get to Tua. 1-on-1. Hill. He found it. He's gone. Another long touchdown for Tyreek. Davis, top of the formation. Tua. Lofts it. Tyreek Hill on cue. You're not going to catch him, are you? No. Nope. Touchdown. Explode.
That was a roller coaster ride for Miami at Washington.
That's what that was.
last
Okay.
week. Yeah, it was a roller coaster. Who's first on this one?
I think I am.
Keith.
Thanks for letting us revisit the ineptitude of the Washington defense.
Right. Is it Keith? I think it's me. Is it?
It's you.
Worst Monday night of the year. Can you friggin' imagine that? After all the garbage games they've had all year long, there's going to be 2 blowouts on Monday night. That's not going. Neither one of them's going to be within 20 points of each other. Boy, oh boy, I feel so bad for this kid Levis. He has gotten thrown into a fire, and the fire right here is Miami. They may put a 50 burger on these bad boys. 47-10, Miami, big.
Michael?
Oh, I kind of understand. Okay. It's the fish. Raymond, it's the fish. It's the fish on national TV, man. Oh my God. Who gets this game? ABC or ESPN? Raymond.
Are they on the
Jamaican
network or something?
Miami's the ABC game, I think.
Huh?
I think Miami will be on ABC and the other one on ESPN. And that's where it is.
Oh yeah, okay. And come on. Derek Henry don't know what hit him. He's going to be hitting the Miami beach and looking at all the beautiful chickies that are on the beach and seeing them for Christmas. And the defense ain't going to show up because I had him on give me the fish.
Actually, the Miami game will be on ESPN because it's the Packers.
Give me
the
Yeah, I would love to see Miami get another scoregami this year. They've already got 2 of them.
Hey, did the Jet game was the Jet game a scoregami?
The Dolphins, no, the Dolphins game was a scoregami.
Okay.
That was only the second time for that score for the Falcons.
Really?
And the Jets. Yes.
Oh, okay. I knew the Dolphins were a scoregami.
Yes. Oh man. Rob, your score is not that far off, but I don't know if maybe the Titans maybe eat up a little bit of time with a possible run game, to try to prevent some scoring. But I do like the Dolphins big.
Harris?
Miami right now, in my opinion, is probably the 3rd best team in the NFL, behind San Francisco. And I hate to say this, the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I'm on hardball.
I know.
I'm going to tell you what. I wouldn't be surprised if Miami does not run the table the rest of the way and make sure they're the number 1 seed in the AFC. We're going to start it this week. Dolphins.
I've been saying all year long that Ron Rivera just does not pay attention. And he tries to cover Tyreek Hill with one-on-one press coverage. He does it twice, and that's the 2 easiest touchdowns that Tyreek probably has had in his career. They tried to do that. Tampa Bay had a game in 2020 where they tried to do it, and Tyreek had 200 yards in the first quarter. So apparently Ron Rivera was not paying attention, and that's what usually goes down.
Sanders out there.
Yeah, that's the way he coaches. I can't imagine him keeping his job after this year. Miami, Phillips is out, their best defensive player, and I said last week
Is that the linebacker?
Yeah. I said last week probably Wilkins or their defensive back Jalen Ramsey would pick up the slack. Well, it turned out to be linebacker Van Ginkel, who's a good player. He had a pick 6. He picked up the slack. Tua's trying to get 2,000 yards this year. He's up to 1,481 and 93 catches. I think he's got a shot at getting there. Titans are weak at cornerback. They don't have anybody who can cover Tyreek Hill. And the run defense lately has given up some chunk runs. And you can do that with Mostart or Achane. They take it to the house. They're fast. So I'm taking Miami at least by 11 in this game. Keith?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the Dolphins, they can not only can throw the ball on you, they can run on the ball on you too. And Titans just are not having a good year at all. Yeah, I don't expect that game to stay close for long. Dolphins.
People who don't want to be cool.
There you go. There's a winner.
There you go, Rob.
A couple of them pulled that stunt a couple weeks ago, didn't they? Yeah. Didn't each other's faces.
Michael, you get to do this one first.
Yeah. Oh, joy.
Okay, our last NFL game is the Green Bay Packers. They're 6-6. They're going to the New York Giants. It's supposed to be 42 degrees and clear.
Was in motion. Love retreats, puts it up for grabs. Romeo Dobbs hangs on at the 11.
Was there ever a more Rodgers player than that? That's some.
I mean, yeah, he threw it up in quadruple coverage.
Yeah, and right on target.
Yeah, the thing is, it was like in the middle of a clock, and you got one at 12, you got one at 3, you got one at 6, you got one at 9. And he hit it right in the middle of
That was a fourth down play, by the way.
He closed his eyes when he threw it.
That was a fourth down play. That was a huge play.
He closed his eyes.
I gotta get this.
Okay, Michael?
Hello? Tommy! Yeah! Did you enjoy your week off? Did your mother feed you all week?
I went to Jersey Mike's.
What? Got some pasta bajoule? Yeah? Chicken parm? Did you invite your family? Uh-huh. Oh, you put up the tree. Well, we got to really focus this week on chicken parm, okay? Because you got to play the Packers. No Vince Lombardi. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I know. It's going to be a long night, but we'll try anyway. Yeah, say hello to your mom. Make sure she makes that bed good, all right? Bye. Well, Tommy DeVito, I feel sorry for him against the Packers. The only thing I got going for me is that they're playing on semi-turf and not on grass. I don't know. I love my Giants, and they're hanging in there, and they're ahead of the Redskins. But Jordan Love is the real deal, and Green Bay is fighting for that playoff spot. Give me the Packers.
Tim?
Yeah, in fact, you may not even see Jordan Love throw the ball that much. They may be able to bust up the running game again this week, for all we know. But I think Love will definitely hit some long ones. I'll take the Packers.
Harris?
Somebody tell me why in the hell the NFL has 2 games on Monday night this week?
Because of they have to play
nobody's going to watch this game
in New York. They had to play in New York this weekend because of the 17-week
well,
schedule.
This was the original. This was the original Monday night game. The other game was the one added. They flexed the other one in the Monday night. This was originally a Monday night game.
Okay.
They probably couldn't find a place.
I have no idea.
They probably
the only thing I can think is they flexed that other game in just because nobody's going to watch this game because it ain't going to be worth watching.
I know.
WWE's going to kill them. Packers.
Especially with CM.
Green Bay is the youngest team in the NFL. They got a very bright future. Jordan Love is red hot the last 4 games. He's got receivers and Reed and Dobbs and Watson. Watson's finally come alive the last 3 weeks.
That was last week.
Yep. And then on the defense, they're number 11 on defense, and Rashawn Gary's got 9 sacks, 17 quarterback hits. I think they're wishing now that they probably wish they kept Rasul Douglas, who they let get away to Buffalo. New York's coming off a bye. That's not going to help them. The 31st on offense, 26 on defense. And I had to look this up twice because I couldn't believe my eyes. Their offensive line has allowed 69 sacks this year.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
How many?
69 sacks. Yep.
Just as much as Washington. Just as much as Washington.
More than Washington. Washington's at about
14 games.
Yeah, more than 6. I think Washington's 66. Yeah.
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 That's
It's
why
got to be
they're
on record
4-8
pace.
and 2-7 or whatever.
Danny DeVito is 63% passing. He's got 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but he needs security, like Marcus Pierce says. He needs security, and he just doesn't have it. I'm picking Green Bay by 10. Keith?
10.
Yeah.
You're
Early today, I had this idea that I was just going to go with Michael's pick on this one. And then I got to thinking, he might take the Giants, and I'm not doing that. I'm going to go with Green Bay to win this. And then he took Green Bay, so I'm with Michael on this as after all. Packers.
I fool a lot of people.
Yeah.
I got to think with my head, not with my heart.
Yeah, Rob?
Yeah, I still ain't sold on Love though. People can tell me what they want to. I still don't think. I think he's still a bottom 5 quarterback in the league. I really am not sold on him. But boy, oh boy, I mean, you can go out there. I could start for him this weekend. They beat the damn Giants. They don't have to throw the. If they throw the football 0 times, they will beat the Giants this week. They'll find a way. I don't know how, but yeah. Danny DeVito, he might as well go on, get the writer strike over with and start acting again.
What if Ron Rivera was coaching the Packers this week?
Oh,
they would still win 31-6. They're gonna kick the Giants' ass. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna.
Guys, did you see that post up that I think it was on maybe ESPN or something showing that Jordan Love's first years at this point of going into last week, exact same as Aaron Rodgers, same yards, 5,199, I think same touchdown.
I just don't think he reads defense as good, though. I think he, like you said, I think when he was back on 4th down, he won't pull the Aaron Rodgers. He was pulling a Brett Favre, but after about a half a second, that ball in the air, he's praying to God that somebody in the yellow and the green catches it because. Yeah, there was a good chance.
He was undoubtedly helped last week when the brains of the Chiefs' defense, Tranquil, went out, and then Byron Cook, the brains of the backside, went out. So that first half, that helped him quite a bit. And he wasn't as good in the second half.
Tranquil's out one more week, ain't he?
He's out for one more week, but we're expected to get Bolton back. And Nick Bolton is every bit as good as Drew Tranquil. Tranquil did a tremendous job for us, filling in for Nick Bolton. And before he got hurt, sometimes both of them were on the field at the same time. But I think Tranquil will be out, and we are expecting that Bolton will play.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
All right, we got our locks box.
You said something about the total sacks, 69?
Yeah.
69 for the Giants.
I just looked this up. I can't believe that the Philadelphia Eagles in 1986 allowed 104 sacks. That is the NFL record.
Yeah, and that ain't 17 games.
Yeah, no, that's only a 14-game schedule.
Yeah.
16 games.
Yeah, it was 16
and
games.
And Arizona's closest to that. Arizona had 78 in 97.
Yeah. Well, they'll be in Arizona.
Second place is probably going to get passed. I don't see them getting to that 104, though.
No.
They shouldn't. If they don't have a 12 or 13 sack
between
game.
Howell and DeVito, oh Lord.
All right, it's time for our locks box.
Yeah.
And first of all, Michael had let's see, let's put this here. Atlanta.
That really went well last week.
Yeah, he had the Falcons and they won. Well done.
Keith had
4 in a row.
Pittsburgh.
Steelers, and they lost.
I had Dallas. They barely won.
Yep, they won for you.
And Tim had Miami.
The Dolphins.
Dolphins won.
Yep. They kicked the ass.
Rob had his usual.
That lock.
I had the usual Chiefs, and they did let me down this week. Yep, I couldn't believe that one. That was a surprise.
Oh, you picked the Chiefs to lock and they lose.
Yeah.
Harris had
and
Jacksonville.
The big Jags, and they lost in overtime. So, yep.
Good game, though.
If Lawrence would have stayed healthy, I would have won that game.
Yeah.
Well, the Chiefs, they only have 4 major injuries. They probably pull that game out. And if the referees properly call the last minute of the game.
Oh, man, you are really letting them have it. Woo.
Let's see.
See, I gotta take up for them on the Hail Marys. Hail Marys, I think in the last minute of a game, if the ball's thrown 50 yards or more, let them have at it. I don't care if they grab an arm, whatever. You can't throw a flag. You just can't.
Well, if I'm the defensive coach,
there's 12 guys back here. You can't. It's too much.
If I'm the defensive coach, then I'm calling timeout and I'm passing out brass knuckles and crowbars to my defense for that last play.
Yeah, because you're not going to throw a flag on it.
I just don't see you throw a flag when it's 12 guys all jumping up for a ball and one grabs a shirt and a jersey. I don't know. I just think
that's really the only place in the game where you have more than 3 guys.
I'll stand on that island.
I agree with you to a point, okay? But when you have a defensive back literally go 2 hands shove into the guy's back to get him away from a football, you got to call something.
See, I don't mind that. I really don't. If it's 12 of them back there and you moving them out the way, 12 people can't get to the ball. There's no way. And that ball is coming down. If you got I'm serious. If you got the fridge back there, William Perry, I don't care if he's railing through 5 guys to try to get. If he's going for the ball, he's going for the ball. That's
the key. That's the key. If he's going for the ball, but in this case, the defender's just going for the back. You're not even looking at the football.
You can't have rules. You can't have rules for the first 59 minutes of the game and a different set of rules for the last play. You can't do that.
I just, that's the only time you have that play, though. You don't have that play at 59 minutes. That's the only
situation where you have more
might
than
have it
3
at the 30-minute mark at halftime.
And you know what the other thing is?
Guys, maybe if they were going to throw a flag, when you got more than 3 people there in one spot like that, you got like 10. Maybe the foul flag doesn't, or the ball doesn't go to the 1 or 2 yard line. Maybe it'd be a 10-yard penalty and an untimed down or something. If you're
right, but not a 50-yard penalty. Yeah. You can't put it at 2. Right, I agree.
They need to get rid of the shot down on the PI.
You can't give a team 50 yards,
15 yards.
You just can't do that. You just can't.
The defenders have got to play for the ball just like any other down. They got to play for the ball, and they cannot play the other players. It's same set of rules.
I agree.
Even one-on-one, when they do hand checking and grabbing and all like that, it goes both ways. So, I mean, if they're looking back at the quarterback, I don't care if they're grabbing an arm. They got to let stuff go nowadays. They just got to. They can. If not, they're going. They could call a PI 15 times a game on every team. You could do it if you did it by the quote rules. So I have problems.
They've done it.
So I would rather see let them play than I had throw a flag every down, because I hate seeing that. When they start throwing flags, both teams have 15 penalties on them. I just need to turn the channel, because that's not allowing a team to win or lose a game. That's allowing it. That's just my opinion.
That's the history of how that came about. They didn't like seeing games lost on the last play and referees making that last big call. So that's why they're getting away with murder in the end zones these days.
And I don't know. I mean, to me, putting a ball on the 1 yard line on a pass interference, that's just too close to the goal line. I mean, there should be a spot where it's like, okay, the ball never goes closer than the 10 or something. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, there might be a compromise in there somewhere, but something they need to look at.
15-yard penalty.
Go to the college rule, 15 yards, previous spot, automatic first down.
Yeah.
Right.
And if it's the last play of the game, maybe you get an on-time down or something. But I mean, that is
right. I agree. Well, yeah. I agree.
I have another opinion about something. Don't be surprised if you see that brotherly shove get banned after what happened.
I hope it does.
I think a lot of people want to see it.
I hate that play. I think it should be banned.
I saw a college team stop that, though. I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks ago, and they put 2 guys behind the defenders to shove the defenders into the quarterback, and that stopped the play. Now, a lot of teams have been trying to go over the top to stop it. That doesn't work.
That's illegal in the NFL.
Because it takes too much power.
If you go over the top, to hit the quarterback in the NFL, they call a flag on it, though. It's against the law.
You can't push
last week.
Hurts had a
During the year,
brotherly
the people are
shove last
still
week
going.
where he was actually not even tackled. He walked out of it.
Yeah,
You see
Well,
that?
he just
and
went right
Tariq
through
Hill
it.
got hurt.
They
He
gotta
broke his leg.
make that illegal. I don't like that play at
I
all.
don't like it either.
Okay, we ready?
I don't
I
care.
broke his leg.
I would even go one
It's gonna
further,
change.
but I know you can't do it. I would make it illegal for the quarterback. I wish they couldn't run. That's my opinion. I hate, but you'd have 6-8 quarterbacks out there that would stop making a living. Lamar Jackson would be done. He'd be a running back, but I wish
the whole new breed of quarterback is that way.
I wish once they cross the line of scrimmage, they throw a flag on. That's my opinion.
Are we ready to do our locks?
Forward pass only. If you got the ball.
All right.
We're ready to do our locks.
Let's.
So who lost in the locks last week?
Okay, so Harris lost, Keith lost, and Mike lost.
And I did. I lost too.
No. Oh yeah, you did, Casey. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So four of us lost. So yeah, go for it, guys. Whoever.
Right.
Let's do it. Rob, you're behind. You're behind in the standings.
I'll go.
Well, Rob is the lowest in the standings.
Yeah, good.
So let's let Rob go.
Who, me?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh my goodness. I get the first pick. Yeah, I got to do this. Yeah, I'll take a Titans. Oh no, I'll take a Dolphins. I'm sorry, I will not take a Titans. I will take the Dolphins in a stroll.
Okay, that's your lock, and then
That is my lock of Dolphins. Yes.
Laura, if you're still there, could you put up the standings for us? Yeah. So next would be Harris. Yeah, Harris should be next.
I'm going to take the easy one this week. Give me the 49ers.
Okay. And then the next would be, let's see the standings again. Let's see. That would be Keith.
Man, I got two different ways. I'll go with the Ravens since they're at home.
Okay, and then
Well, you took it Ravens.
Yeah.
Mike.
Gotcha.
Be next.
Oh boy. I'm thinking I don't know why. I got 4 in a row right. Let's see. This time I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take the Vikings.
Ooh, surprise!
Minnesota over Las Vegas.
Oh.
Okay, the two winners
Wow.
are Tim and I think we're tied, are we?
And since you had the better week overall last week, I will take the first pick.
Okay, yeah.
Well, actually, you 61.
Actually, I'm one
Brian's
point ahead of
62.
you.
Yep,
So
you're
Tim, you're
one
first.
ahead.
Yes. All right. Thankfully, this fell into my lap for the first time in probably their 21-year history. I will take the Houston Texans as a lock.
Okay.
Wow,
That was the other one I almost
that's a surprise to me. That is a surprise.
That's a good lock. I'm looking at.
I thought about them.
I'm
I
surprised
do too.
somebody took one of the teams. One team's laying out there. I'm just like, okay, I can't believe nobody's taking
Kansas
yet.
City. I know Brian's gonna take the Chiefs.
No, I'm not.
Not as a lock this week. No.
No. I'm looking at maybe Detroit over Chicago.
I was thinking Chicago too, but
Or Baltimore over the Rams.
Very,
That's already picked. Yeah, somebody's already got Baltimore.
Yeah.
So Green Bay over the Giants looks pretty good to me too. I'm gonna take Green Bay.
Yeah, I thought that was a game. Tim been saying.
wanted me to take that.
Yeah, I would go
Like, no.
Packers right there. Yeah,
I'm gonna take.
that would have been my second choice right there. Yeah, I just
and nobody touched the Eagles Cowboys.
no.
And somebody could have had the Saints against the Panthers yet. And
Nobody touched the
Steelers
Bills
over
Chiefs
Patriots
either.
yet.
Nobody touched that Bills Chiefs game either.
No, Saints and Panthers is a divisional game. That's a tough game to. That's a tough game to call.
And the Patriots, after the way they've been looking the last 2 or 3 weeks, nobody took his Steelers because you just don't know what you get. You just don't know what you get.
Well,
you don't know what you're going to
get
get
with
with that
that
game.
quarterback Pittsburgh.
Right. You just don't know. You know you're going to get 30 rushes. You just don't know how far they're going to run the ball.
Somebody's going to run out and go, I got to find Bubba.
Who's going to win this week, guys? Army, Navy.
Oh, boy.
Navy.
Army.
I think Army will.
They're playing in Gillette.
Right. They're playing Gillette Stadium for the first, I want to say maybe the first time ever.
Yeah, it is. Usually the game is either in Philadelphia or Annapolis.
Baltimore. Annapolis.
Baltimore, right.
And
they're not coming back to, they're not coming back to
5 and 6.
I
They'll come in at 5 and 6.
Why'd they choose Gillette?
I don't know. But I think only because Army, with that wonderful game against Coastal Carolina in their last game on the 18th.
Let me tell you, Army wins the uniform.
You taking Army?
Yeah, so and this will be, if they win, they'll get the Commander-in-Chief trophy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. They'll be 10 wins, won't they? Will they be 10
No,
wins?
no. Both teams are 5 and 5.
No,
Or
both
5 and
teams
6.
are 5 wins right now.
Oh, okay. I thought they were better than that. Okay.
I'm going to go with Navy.
Army
Army's got
better
the
played in
uniform
that stadium this year.
So technically, whoever would win this game would become bowl eligible by NCAA standards.
But
Right.
but the bowl games aren't going to take them.
They won't take them. No. They won't.
No.
I think too many wins against like 1AA or FCS that
Right. Right. That's why they didn't open the Commander-in-Chief trophy. I mean, the Armed Service Bowl,
Armed Forces Bowl, yeah.
for them. They didn't open it up for them because they didn't have enough wins against.
So it's Liberty against who?
Oregon.
Oh, I didn't say.
Oregon and James Madison against Air Force.
Yeah, I didn't say. Yeah, I don't know who's going to win this game, but I'm definitely going to be rooting for Army because my grandson swore into the Army a couple of weeks ago. So
Okay.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yay.
All right. Congratulations,
I'm
Al.
on an island then.
I'm taking Navy.
Oh, okay. I'm definitely rooting for the Army just because my dad was in the Army. And he's still.
I want to see Navy.
He's
throw
at the
the
house
ball
with
around.
me. He'll watch a little bit of it.
there are two topics.
I'm taking Navy in this game.
There are two topics I would like to discuss, though, in the colleges. We don't have games to pick, but let's talk about the top 4 seeds, how that went down and what you think about that. We've got Michigan hosting Alabama in the Rose Bowl. We got Texas playing Washington in the Sugar Bowl.
I got time to think about that.
So we're not picking the games yet, but in relation to Florida State, what do you think about that selection?
Yeah.
Florida State got screwed.
Oh,
Yeah,
because they're not flashy enough. They didn't have a good starting quarterback. You know what?
I agree with
You won every game that they put in front of you.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Style points. Style points.
But they made it clear style points count. They did say that.
Well, they made it clear that they with a quarterback that they were disposable.
No,
they've made it an ice skating judging kind of a situation.
They have.
Florida State
the Russian
should be
judge gave
in
them a
because they are in a
3.9.
Power 5 conference and they're undefeated. And who knows that Alabama is better than Florida State? They got 3 weeks to prepare, and they might have Rodemaker back. They got 3 weeks.
Yeah,
to do something about that.
they were supposed to get that second string quarterback back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
there was a
also
game.
think it might be television. Which teams do they think are going to be a good draw for
Like being held, do you?
for the bowl games?
Well, that was
Florida
probably the whole
a good
thing.
draw?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Michigan and
Ticket sales,
Alabama.
ticket salesman, everything. Let me ask this question: where is Florida State playing now? What bowl game did they get?
They
Playing
are
Georgia, right?
Didn't they announce
Yeah, they're
that
playing
today?
Georgia
Yeah, they got Georgia.
Geez.
in the
Gosh,
Orange Bowl. Yeah,
that's like, oh my
Was
Lord, that's
the
like
That's going to be a great
like,
bowl.
yeah, that won't be a game at all, though. Sadly,
Yep.
that will
No,
not be a
won't
game.
be.
I think it was too presumptuous for the committee to assume that in 3 weeks, Alabama is better than Florida State. That might not be the case. And the reason why I say that is there was a game one time I remember when I was younger where the Chiefs were playing the Oakland Raiders, and they were huge rivals back in the 60s. And the Chiefs had all their wide receivers were injured for that game. So Hank Stram closed the practice, and he reached back to the 1940s and they put in a full house T offense to play that next game, and it totally surprised the Raiders. And they won that game 28-0. So who's to say that Florida State, if they got 3 weeks, they don't have time to put together something? I think they do. I think they should have been given a chance.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing about it. Okay, the NCAA is supposed to be all about promoting sportsmanship, correct? Okay, so now you're taking that out of there. You want style points. If a team can put 90 on the board, now they're going to want to put that 90 on so they can get in that damn playoff.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have both. It's one or the other.
They were probably afraid it was going to be like another Michigan-Iowa game, which was horrendous.
Right. Well, I think TCU really put a scare in them last year.
Yeah.
I think at
I was
TCU.
going to say, it can't be any worse than last year.
Right. And that's the thing. I think they're fearing that we're going to get a semifinals game just like that. We don't want it. People turning the TV off at halftime. I think it was a fear. On my channel, I said I thought these 4 teams were the 4 teams was getting in. Keith even went as far as to say he thought it would be no Texas, and Georgia would be in and be 2 SEC teams. I didn't do that.
Yeah,
But I did say Alabama would be in,
Georgia.
and by what they call the 4 best teams, I think they did it right. But is that fair? Hell no, it's not fair. But I think the 4 best teams actually would have been if Keith would have been right. If they wouldn't have took Texas and put Georgia in there, I think they did have the 4 best teams. But shit, I mean, my Lord, it's 6
they had to put Texas in there. Texas had number 2 on strength of schedule.
Yeah, they were.
Texas absolutely deserved to be in there. Here's the irony of it all: when they were voting on the 12-team playoffs that are going to happen next year, that was supposed to start this year, but there were 3 athletic directors who voted against it, and Florida State was one of those 3 athletic directors who voted against it.
Yeah.
So
So it ended up biting them in the ass.
Get them in the butt.
Get them in the ass. Yep.
Now the other thing I wanted
definitely they would have been no
You
less
have
than
Harris?
6 anyway.
Harris,
What? Huh?
what games do you have?
I have the North Carolina State, Kansas State,
Oh, okay.
and then what's the other one?
I'm
Oh,
looking at them.
is it Iowa?
Mm-hmm.
Iowa State, you mean?
No, Iowa.
No. Iowa
No,
against
I Tennessee. I got
Iowa,
Tennessee
Tennessee, yeah.
game.
Oh, okay.
Iowa, Tennessee.
right.
Okay, that Kansas State brings up the other topic I wanted to talk about is the transfer portal. Will Howard is transferring out. And there are some major quarterbacks who are transferring out of their school, including McCord for
Thank
Ohio
God.
State,
Yeah.
Gabriel for Oklahoma, and Ward from Wazoo. Riley Leonard is leaving Duke, and Ugalele is leaving Oregon State. And there are 1,000 other college players who have put in for the transfer portal. Does that mean that they're not going to be playing in these bowl games coming up? I think that's what
Yes.
that means.
Correct. They don't get to play in the bowl games. Yep.
That is correct.
Yep.
Once they announce that, they're done.
So
Which makes no
Ugalele
sense to me.
leaves Clemson, goes to Oregon State for a year, and now he's gone again.
And
So-
now he has to sit out again,
Yeah.
right?
No,
What-
hell no, he
what-
won't go right
No.
play next year. You can
I
play
thought you only got one
No.
free transfer.
No.
I thought
No,
they
you
went
got-
back
nope,
to that
you can-
because
And you can
The
and you can thank Deion
the
Sanders
NIL
for that.
portal. If you want to play at 4 schools in 4 years, you can do it. I think.
Yeah.
I think you can do it.
Yeah, there's already
Yeah.
been some players who've transferred to 2 schools.
Yeah.
Schools,
Yeah, NIL
Now,
portal.
No, I
I
don't
think
remember who it was.
they got to limit that garbage. Joe. Can you imagine if you play 1 year for Notre Dame, you leave there, you go to Michigan and play, leave there, go to Ohio State, and then you leave there and go to Penn State. Where the hell do you say you went to school? I went to school at the Big Ten. I mean,
It's like when you watch
really,
them
I
on.
mean,
It's like when you watch them on Sunday Night Football, and they,
Sad.
they tell them,
but
they
Well,
don't
I
mention
think-
their college. They mention their high school.
it's all in who is willing to spend the money to have them. That's the sad part. I mean, did you see that car that Shador Sanders was driving around in?
Yeah.
I mean, that damn thing's that's an $80,000. That's an $80,000 car. That's an $80,000 car that Colorado bought him, and that's
Okay.
legal.
I don't
The other
know
thing
who
the
the
transfer
player was
portal
that's
that I do
down
like
there
about the
today.
transfer portal is it takes away these coaches that are basically child abusers. Like you had a coach named Mark Mangino who just totally abused his players, and they can't do that anymore. That I think is good about that.
Yeah,
I wish you could limit it. Like, I don't know how you do that, but I don't necessarily think you ought to have to sit out a year. But my God, don't allow them to transfer 4 times or 3 times. That's over the top. It really is.
Well,
And that's got to be a red
I want to
flag.
see. I'd like to
It's
see
got to
how
be a
many
red flag for the NFL.
transfer out of Colorado.
If let's say this kid was Caleb Williams. Let's just say it. Let's just say that. And he's already left schools. This will be his 3rd school already. What would you do? I mean, after a 4-year contract with him, rookie contract, chances are he ain't gonna want to be there that long. He's just not happy where he's at.
I'm going to head out
He's
real
not-
quick.
all right.
Thanks,
So I
Keith.
don't know what's going on there, but I don't like the transfer portal to the extent that
I'm out.
if I have a bad week, I'm getting the hell out of here. I just don't like it. I just
I guess
I think
here's my question.
should have to be
I
a
forget who the player was. I forget who the player was that entered the transfer portal, not to play football, but to play lacrosse for another school. Okay, I was watching that on ESPN while I was at the hospital today. Okay, the kid is eligible to play in his bowl game because he entered the portal to play lacrosse and not football. Does that make any sense?
And the thing of it is, the transfer portal is not just football. Shit, if it's good for women's basketball too. They want to leave, they can do
lacrosse.
It's totally
sport.
legal. It's totally legal.
That scenario, Harris, happened in my high school, Bishop Miege, where in Kansas City they've won 7 of the last 9 state tournaments. But their kicker, who was outstanding, they had a great field goal kicker, also played soccer. And when they played their semifinal playoff game, he was given permission to play for the soccer state championship, and he wasn't with the football team. Football team got a field goal blocked and run back for a touchdown, and they lost by a touchdown. So that's what happened to Bishop Miege High School.
We was checking. Me and Tim and Keith were checking out records. High school record for longest field goal was 70 yards. Now, did you know that?
Wow.
70.
In high school?
High school. No, it was kicked in 1985. It was a 70-yard field goal.
I watched a kid 2 years ago. We have friends. My son-in-law lives in Garden City, and one of his best friends' son plays on that football team. Their kicker kicked a 57-yarder 2 years ago. I watched that on the internet when he kicked that one.
Yeah. When you play somewhere like Colorado or Utah, it's worth 5 yards. It's worth 5 yards. And that Salt Lake City,
especially if you can get it on a tee over some sort of tee.
Well, you get that 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch plastic tee that you allowed to pretty much all. Nothing gets to go upwards, but it's a thing where the ball gets to set on something up off the ground where it lets you get a little bit of a lift on it. It gets you a lift on it. But this is what somebody told me it's like. Have you ever seen these things that they give you at Applebee's and they tell you to wait and then it buzzes and lights up? Yeah. They say it's something like that, except it's a tougher, harder rubber. And when you put it to the ground and you try to slide it, it's impossible to slide. They say even on pavement, put it on pavement, it sticks. It sticks. That way, when you're ready to kick it,
the kicking block is not allowed in college anymore either.
Right.
It's only allowed up to the high school level.
High school level only, yeah.
Yeah, and up to about 7 years ago, I think they were allowed a 3.5 inch. Now it's down to 1.5 inch. I believe it is.
Oh,
That's
is it?
max.
Okay, I thought it was like 3/4 of an inch is all, but it's different states does different things too with it. But because somebody was asking us also, why is it uprights? Where they used to be wide, and they're not as wide anymore, and it's because that's the way. Even in college, they were wider upright back 25, 35 years ago. They were wider than they are now, and because
I know
they went with the lines, and now the college coaches, Day is one of them. He wants those lines brought in just like the pros, where they don't have to play those wide hashes. I don't like the wide hashes either because it almost you like them.
I hate them.
I hate them too. Put them in the middle of the field and let them play the football game. That's what I want to see. It keeps both sides of the field open, and they're not constantly running out of bounds every time. I like it better like it.
It definitely changes the strategy.
Oh yeah. Defense has to play a little bit more there because you can play it sideline as your friend if you're a defensive guy. Yep.
Guys, we've been on for a couple hours. We need to end this. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, everybody.
So much,
join us next week for Picks to Post, Week 15.
Okay.
Christmas music.
I won't be here.